Okay, I have taken this class several times for previous batches. So this time also I am glad that I have been given an opportunity to work with you for this class, for this entire session actually, course. Okay, so mm, this is our first class, and before we get into the nitty-gritty of the sessions and all, let's see. Okay, let me share my screen. Do you see my screen? It's a blank Excel file.
Yes, sir, we can see.
Okay, good. So everybody please see my screen. I first let us see means what we are going to do in the next 20 classes. Okay, what will be the structure of this entire course? What are the examinations? What are the quizzes that we will have? Then we will start with the first topic of our class. So as you know, this course is completely on the IT applications. So the curriculum goes like this. We will start with the database and DBMS concepts only. That much you would like to know. Then latest trend in database technologies because the time is changing very fast. Then we will be doing something called some data warehousing concepts, and we will definitely do with we will show something on Excel or something, how the data warehousing looks like, what are the steps, what you can do in Excel. Then we will be doing some data modeling that can happen in Excel, or we can also go ahead. If you want, we can go ahead and see a glimpse of Power BI, which is again a Microsoft product, data modeling, so that you can understand and do not forget what is the data modeling. The concepts are very means unclear, it seems, for many of us. Then we will be going ahead with BI. BI we will mostly do with okay, first we will do some Power BI, and I will also see means using Excel also what you can do, what you cannot do. Okay, so that business intelligence tool, as a tool we will be using Power BI. So after that, our database related journey, we will try to close our database related journey after this. So whatever database we will be doing, this is the thing. Once database is done, we will be moving ahead with the cloud. I will show you, or you can also do. We will try to host one of our simple, very simple website in AWS, Amazon Web Services, which is in the free tier. There is something called free. So I will ask your credit card. You will be doing that, not means the numbers and all. I do not need. They will charge you ₹2, and we will be doing the practicals in AWS. Very simple. After the cloud concepts. After that, we will move to the security, IT security majorly. There won't be any tool actually. It is a concept. Then we will move towards enterprise IT management. Here we will see the ERPs, then CRM, and a complete life cycle simulation, actually complete life cycle of a of an ERP implementation in a big organizations. What are the things? What are the steps? Obviously, we do not have the access to SAP or anything, so we will not be able to. But this life cycle of a ERP implementation will give you what happened practically. Actual practical things will be coming out here. So once this is done, we will be moving to the project management. Uh, that is another important thing. Project management, we will be using um, some tools like we do not have Microsoft project, but we have some open source tool, open source project management tool, open source PM tools that we will see. We will work on our project plan. Okay, how to do the resource allocation, how to get the reporting, how to do our work breakdown structure, all those things will be coming out here. Project management. Okay, so so majorly we will be covering this part. Uh, so first 4 5 days will be there for this. Then cloud concept, I think 1 2 days will be going on. IT security, I think 2 days. Enterprise IT management is again 2 days, 2 classes actually, and project management will take another 3 4, minimum 3, maximum 4. Okay, so that is our curriculum for our this 30 hours course. Any question, any doubt, or anything you would like to add? Please let us know. Okay, think of that. Now this is the curriculum, and these are the tools actually we will be playing around in different time. Then exam wise, means there will be one presentation for you. It is a class presentation. You have to present this uh, over team, and presentations will have, I think, 15 marks. It is a group activity. Group activity. Then we will be having 2 class quizzes. Quiz 1, quiz 1 and quiz 2. 15 marks online. 15 marks each. Online quiz, multiple choice. Okay. So I do not know. That is a gap actually. What will happen to the next 15 marks? We do not know yet. Then we will be having the final exam or whatever, which will have 40 marks. That will make us our I do not know whether the final exam will be offline, online. Okay. So these are the this is the, I don't know, only one part is not yet decided. Okay. So apart from that, everything is scheduled. Okay. Or it's decided at this point of time. Okay. Any question, anything you'd like to ask, please go ahead. Okay.
Sir, I had a question.
Please. Others can also ask, not an issue. Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, what would be the group size for the group activity?
How many participants you have in this class?
57.
57. So group size should be not more than 5. Group size should be not more than 5 or more than 6 maximum.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Sure.
So we will be having around 9 groups. Okay. So we will be having 9 groups. So means the class captain or class representative will work and will give me the name and roll number of that group people actually in an Excel. Okay,
Okay, sir. Sir, I'll do that, sir. I had one question also. So I'm the class representative. So,
excellent.
how do I contact you? Like, could you give me your email address or phone number?
My of course I will be sharing not required right now. I will be sharing a lot of material. So I request everyone to create a folder in your local hard disk. Okay. After most of the classes, you will be getting some notes and all. So keep those notes in that folder. Okay. So there will be several discussions on the interviews. What are the different questions being asked in the different interviews that we have encountered during our experience in IIFT. So those will also be discussed. So while you are going for an interview or something for your next job, okay, you may like to just flip on the slides and the exercises that you have gone through for in this session. Okay, you will be getting my email ID very soon, or I can give it right away. tomal.chatterjee@gmail.com. This is my email ID. Okay.
Sure.
And you first make the groups, then we will schedule the presentations. Okay, each day for the last 15-20 minutes we can book for the presentations. Okay, let us do it after 2 days of this class. Meantime, you just create the group. Okay, I think for other classes as well, you are having the group, so it will should not take more time. Okay, yeah. Hmm. So this is our plan. Whatever planning is concerned, that is the plan for our classes. Okay, so everybody is fine with this. Anything you would like to ask or change or anything? Tell me. Accordingly, we can go ahead. Okay, you keep on thinking. Okay. Hmm. So you can basically take a screenshot of this, or I can also share this file to you. Can you please give me your your email ID?
Yes, sir, sure.
Hmm.
SATYA
SETY
A for Ahmedabad.
SAT hmm,
TYA
TYA Satya
PRIYA
huh
P
T
P for Pune.
P
R
R
I
I
YA
YA
underscore
underscore
at KD23.
all small
Yes, sir.
8023 at the rate
IIT.
IIF
Yes, sir. Dot
dot
edu.
edu.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Okay, then let us start uh, our first database journey. Many of you, I know, many of you will be aware. Some of them will not be aware. But let us consider, means let us refresh our knowledge. And this is not an in-depth database management course. Okay, um, as we did in our engineering and all. It is a management-oriented courses. What we need to know for that, because many a times the concept will be required. Okay, so I have already opened a pip deck So this is the deck actually. This all these decks and all you will be getting. Okay, fine. Hmm. So database, what is a database? I know there are so many person with IT background, right? So anyone, what is a database? What do you mean by a database? Okay, database we know collection of data. It can come in different forms. It can come as a text file. It can come as a flat file. It can come as a Excel. It may be an Access. You must have heard that word Access. It is a Microsoft database actually, or Oracle, or Sybase. Okay, or many other thing that today is coming. So data is basically a collection of informations and all. That's okay. We see the database everywhere. Only thing is that with the advent of cloud and this social networking, Twitter, Facebook, majorly WhatsApp, definitely the nature of the database data has been changed. Initially, it was only the business data, how much you have sold, how much you have given the discount, how who has sold that, which region, which country. Okay, what was the cost price, what was the this thing sale price, all those things, who was the customer, from which region the customers are more, all those things were there in the business data means database. Right now scenario has already been changed. Tell me how many pictures, how many good morning messages you have got in your WhatsApp since morning. So all these are kept in the database. Who has sent it? When that person has sent it? Where is the data kept? Are you forwarding that good morning to anybody? Okay. Whether that person is forwarding that good morning to anybody. Okay. So this type of data are being kept. Okay, so who has given you a like on your vacation holidays? Who has tweeted, retweeted? My goodness, LinkedIn reshared the post. Who are your followers? Who has joined? Who has left the group? Who has deactivated the Facebook profiles? Those type of data are being taking means more and more this type of data are being coming. Definitely we have to run our business, so we have to keep the business data, but right now the nature of the data is thoroughly changed. So what we need, what we have done to accommodate those changes, which is frequently changing, so frequently that it is very difficult to keep track on that. Nowadays it is a mess in the database industries. Everybody is scratching their head, okay, and thinking how to make it more and more faster, cost effective means the encryption procedures. Okay, how can they zip more efficiently the files? All those things are there. We will see. Initially when I started my database career, I started my database career in the last 90s actually, in 90s. Okay, and I thought I am a big boss, because I was done a initial certification from Oracle. Oracle is a major database vendor across the globe, having a huge market shares till date. So I got my certifications and all, and I started thinking that I am a pro. Actually, I became arrogant. I will tell you that story. So now tell me, what is a DBMS? Anybody? Anybody with IT background? Right. Okay. Perfect. Anybody else? Anything else in your mind?
Sir, like data in its raw form is not useful to us. So
Correct.
we employ a database management system so that we can make meaning out of data.
Fine. Perfect.
Yes.
You are actually you are right. Okay. Okay. Tell me one thing. Very simple question. Okay. What is an operating system? Okay. In many a times when I ask these questions to the young kids, they are was starting their basically computers learn means education journey in their school operating system. They give a 3 lines definition. These do memory management, these do file handling, that, these, that, those. Okay, all those things. But basically, do you see any similarity between an operating system and a DBMS? Everybody listen carefully and you will not forget. Everyone, please concentrate in the next 2 minutes. It's a means it's a it will be useful for your entire life. See, means what I understood, okay, there was no Windows when I started. Okay, it was DOS operating system, DOS, that black or green window, window monitor. Anyway, so basically operating system, why? Means why we needed an operating system? Because there is a hardware, we cannot talk to the hardware. So let us get a person or resource who can interact, who can act as an interface between user and the hardware. So that is the operating system, concept of operating system. A phone without Android and iOS does not matter anything. So you have to get some operating system. Clear, right? Operating system is the middle, and one side it is you, means we all, user, and other side is the hardware. So this is an interface between you and the hardware. So I really found that the DBMS is nothing but like operating system. It is an interface between you, means a user of the data, okay, and the database. Operating system is a user interface between user and hardware. DBMS in all the form is an interface between the user and the database. Where the database is kept? Arey bhai, database is kept in hard disk. One hard disk or multiple hard disk or somewhere. Let's see. We will see that. Understood? So this is the picture very crookedly drawn. See, this is the DBMS, which is the interface between data and user. Where is the database? Database is in the hard disk. So what we have to do that? We have to interact with the DBMS. We are putting a command by DBMS. Tell me the salary of. I'm just giving a query. QUERY, query. This term is important. Query. How we are going to give a query? Suppose I am asking the interface by मेरे को I would like to see the average employee age of my company. So I will be saying that DBMS, please get me the employee name, employee age, something. DBMS will go to the database, will do the work for me, and will get back the report to the DBMS, and then DBMS will throw the answer to me. So I am not directly interacting with the database. We are interacting through DBMS. So now tell me, if we want to interact with someone, right now I am interacting with you in Indian languages, English, Hindi, somewhere. So which language the user will interact with the DBMS? Tell me.
Sir, query language.
What? Tell me again. I couldn't get you. Means in the. Oh, good. SQL. Let it be only SQL. Correct. SQL. Somebody else was saying that. Saying anything?
Sir, I was saying query language, any kind of
Query
query.
language. Any query language which is majorly known as SQL, structured query language. So here, everybody see my screen? Here you are writing the command with the query languages, SQL. Right now we don't do it. Okay. So this is an old thing and it is still going on for the business data. So the language, remember this. What we have done, only two things we have discussed: DBMS, interface between database. So we need a language to interact with the DBMS. How to interact? Use SQL, structured query language. There are so many other query languages these days. So this is our takeout from this slide. Okay. So what are the different types of thing we need for a database management system? We need a hardware. Array, we need that. DBMS, a software. What are the different names of the DBMS? Oracle, Sybase. Oracle is from Oracle. Sybase is from Sybase, which is not basically that much popular these days. Okay. Then DB2 from IBM. Okay. So other small access this is also from Microsoft. We will be using access. So software, OS, of course OS. We have Unix, Linux, something not required. We need people, right? That is important. We are the part of the people. So what are the different types of people involved? One is the pro DBMS guy, who is the called as DBA, database administrator. Okay, database administrator for a big company, there will be a team of database administrators, and there will be lot of end users. Okay. Okay, then we have procedures, we have data. Of course, we are talking about DBMS. We have, of course, we have to put the data. But what is procedures? Procedures are the business logic. Suppose if a person buys 20 items together, that customer will get a 10% discount. If a person is buying 50 items together, that person will be getting 13% discount. And even if anybody is purchasing 100 and more, that person will be getting 20% discount. This is the business logic. Business logic. This business logic will be seasonal. Okay. Now you will be seeing the ad of the glycerin soaps. But on the hot summer, you will be getting the ad of the Nycil powder. Right. So those are the business logics. Will come and go. Will be changing depending on the client, different parameters like seasons. Just and given an example. So all those things will be coming under DBMS. Okay. Are to install, actually to implement a database management system in an organization, you have to actually consider all those things. What hardware? What is the cost of the hardware? You need only one machine. You need a backup machine. If the backup will be in the same state. Okay. So with the advent of cloud, actually the selection of hardware and software are basically restricted. So, the job is much more easier for now. Okay, going ahead. No need to. Okay, let us see that. Initially, what happened? Okay, that is the architecture. We have 2 slides. It should be 2 slides. Yes, 2 slides. Story again. Initially, what happened? Okay, initially you know why hard disk is called C drive? Do you know? Any answer? Why hard disk is not called C drive? Okay, very simple. When the desktop computer came, okay, it has got only one floppy disk, floppy drive. Okay, so that floppy drive has given a name A. There was no concept of hard drive at that point of time. Then we got the another version of desktop which were having 2 floppy drive. Okay, one is named as A already. The second one is named as B. Hard disk concept was not there. I am talking about not very far, 91, 92. Okay, that scenario. After that, we got a hard disk. Okay, then the hard disk obviously got the name of the drive C. Okay, so hard disk size was 256 MB to start with. Forget about GB. Okay, GB came around after 99, 200, 1 GB hard disk. So That was the scenario. Now, for this type of thing, the database and everything was situated or stored in a single computer. What was the database name? Dbms. You may have heard that. And then Microsoft, this thing, Access. Those type of database are basically in one machine. The database is also in one machine. The users are also in one machine. So that was the concept in first one tier. Okay, let us not try to imagine because it is difficult to imagine for you. Then we got two-tier architecture. Okay, two-tier architecture actually separate machine. Okay, we are having the database tier where all the database means Oracle database, DB2 database existed, and client means those there was a network concept actually. We had LAN concept, all the servers and the workstations are means physically network wise means that club plugged together with a net means where network cable. Okay, which is again very hard to think. So many cables, huh? Think of that. A company like suppose Indian Oil, so many computers. So all the computers are connected with the tables. Now no concept of routers, Wi-Fi at that point of time. Okay, so that was the client tier. So we got two tier right now. We do not need means we do not have that. Ultimately, we got three-tier architecture, which is still still there and it will remain there. So what is there? There will be client tier. Client tier means the browsers, different types of apps that you are using every day. Okay. Then one apps we are using is Microsoft Teams, right? That is the client tier. Business logic, I just given you an example of discount. There will be several business logic. Okay, what would be the GST rates of different things, which is very difficult to implement. I am giving you the practical example. These will be in the business logic. Okay, GST rates. It is keep on changing and you have to change that business logic in our application servers. Those business logic actually existing on the application server. And after that, we have a database tier. Then what happened means why this is the database tier. Actually, the business logic, if you keep with the database tier, then you are touching the database so many times, which is not good. Human error is always there. And if some error happens, then the cost is very high. Cost of recovery is very high. So we have separated the business logic and the database to different way. So right now, forget about one tier, two tier. Please concentrate only on the three tier. Okay. So what are the client tier? Anybody? What else? We have the Microsoft Team is one, browser is another. Okay. So those applications through which you access your internet. If you think so, client tier will be there. Business logic, the logic of your pertaining business, and the database tier. That is the thing. Okay. Moving on. Okay. But there are three things you have to remember. Let me again open my. Okay. After this, I will write. Hold on. That is a boundary. There are three things you always remember as a manager, not a database developer. Those who are from non-IT background, definitely you will enjoy. Okay, we have a set of DBS, database administrator, who are the pro for database technologies. We will have some super user. Okay, who are technical person and suppose we have four locations in our organizations. One is in Kolkata, another is Bangalore, another is Mumbai, another is Hyderabad or something. Okay, so each and every locations we are having the super users, and definitely we are having users. Okay, so users means if suppose in a payroll department there are users, in a procurement department there are users, in a sales department there are users. So these people are basically the actual user of the data. Three types of people: DBA, super user, users. DBA is basically, there are two types of DBA. Let us not write that. Anyway, so you take it as DBA. Yeah. There are physical DBA, logical DBA, those things we are not going. Okay. So users actually, suppose a guy in the sales department, is that person required to handle the payroll data? No. Correct? A procurement guy, should he have the access to the manufacturing data? Maybe manufacturing data, maybe, but not in the tax data of the company, right? So there has to be different types of views for a particular database. Database as a whole, it's a huge thing. It has the data for sales, purchase, procurement, marketing, manufacturing, research and development, payroll, HR, everything will be in the database. But there will be a different views for different users. Okay, so we have got this word called views. Views is a subset. What you want, what you will see, which is required for you. So the DBA, that headmaster, will create views for different users. There is something called index, and there are something called tables. Remember these things, three things only. Those who are already with the IT, they know that. Here views, we have seen that it is just a portion of the database open for the person required to work efficiently. Index, these are the objects actually. Database, sorry, database object. We call it database objects. These are the three are the database objects. Okay, what are the three basic? There are so many objects. We are not interested. We are interested about, right now we are interested about tables and index. Index, why do we need an index? The answer is you had a business directory or a telephone index previously. Index is a mechanism to search your intended data very quickly. Understood? Data tables. Tables will be having the data. Tables is all about data. Index is all about search. Views is subset of data. Okay, views, subset of data, index, all these things are created. Who creates this? Either DBA or super user. Views, index, and tables. Okay, so now I am going back with this concept. I am going back to this, sorry. Okay, you see, in the physical layer, which is also known as internal layer, okay, the internal layer describes the physical storage structure of the database. Physical storage structure means physically where your data is. We are nowhere near that. So let this DBA team, physical DBA team, to be very specific, take care of this. Okay, we are not working in the physical layer. In the conceptual level, we got a super user, right? They are the logical DBA, conceptual level. The conceptual schema describes the structure of the whole database. Okay, that line is very important. In the middle layer, it is the concern about the whole database in a conceptual level, virtual way. Okay, and then you see there are different types of view. One view has been created for the payroll. One view has been created for the manufacturing. Another view has been created for the procurement. So procurement guy will think that this is the entire database, but which is not true. Okay, the HR guy will see this is the entire database, but these are all views, which is the subset of the database. This is the external layout. So if you go back to my Excel, you see users will always work on the views. Super user will always work on the conceptual level, and DBA, if they have that skill, actually it is very difficult to get a physical DBA, will work on the lowest view. Okay, any question up to this, so that can I go ahead? It is okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Simple, right? Make it simple, actually. So after all those things, 30 years, 40 years back, we got three types of network, RDBMS. Not RDBMS, DBMS. One of them is relational database, which is existing, others are died. Hierarchical network, so difficult. I tried to work, but this is too difficult compared to relational database. So the relational database only existing these days. Others, hierarchical network database, you don't need to remember. Only remember relational database. What is a relation? Let's see. So in all the relational database, relation actually tables. You forget about everything. You see, this is a table, right? A table will have the headings and some data. Okay. Actually, relation is synonymous with the table. The data in the relational database. What are the relational database? Let us not talk much. Relational database, Oracle DB is a relational database. DB2 from IBM, actually, it is a relational database. Okay. For a small company, it has got a very cost-effective relational database. Microsoft Access is a relational database. But relational database means they will keep the data in the form of a table. And the tables will be related to each other. Two things. Data are in table, tables are related. Okay. Again, data are in table, tables are related, and tables and relation together means data modeling. Be absolute clear. Data modeling, you will be, if you open the book and see the data modeling thing, you will be puzzled. It will be confusing. What is a data modeling? Okay. What will be the table structure and how these tables are related to each other? Relation, how to draw and all we will see. So only two things are basically called data modeling. Any doubt, any question? Okay. So whenever it is being asked what is a data modeling or what is a relational database, okay. So if you think of the word relational database, you should think by data modeling. What is a data modeling? You need data. Data in the form of table. Modeling relationships from the data. Correct? So whenever you see those terms are very means what to say, interrelated, actually. So you cannot separate RDBMS with a from our data modeling. You have to do data modeling. Yes, we do not have the access to the data model, means RDBMS now, but we can do RDBMS and data modeling in other softwares that we will see in the next class. Okay, fine. And the most important thing is the last one, ease of use. Ease of use is the only keyword, okay, for relational model to survive for 30, 40, 50 years. And it is still kicking, means it is very well going on. Okay, there is no sign of death of RDBMS. Okay, because we have to run the business, and we need to have the RDBMS for that. Okay. There are some new terms or maybe existing terms. You know the fields. These headings are known as field, and this is basically the records. Records in RDBMS called tuples, and fields are called attribute. Okay, attribute. Okay, num. If you a number of fields is called degree, and number of columns called cardinality. Cardinality. What is degree? Number of fields a table has and number of records we have are called cardinality. And tuples is nothing but the records. Okay, very simple. So going ahead, any question, please come up in case, but things are very simple till now. Okay, this is the query SQL where we know where is the SQL, why is SQL is required. Because this is the user, this is the database. भैया हमको बात करना है. We need to talk to the DBMS. So what is the language to talk? SQL. Okay. SQL is a structured query language. Of course, it is structured and very English-like. Okay. It is the core of the relational database, accessing and managing the database. Correct. So very simple. One very simple SQL command. So what we want to do, we want to see employee ID and employee name. And those data are kept in the table. I know this is a table, right? In our DBMS. So in the employee table, a table whose name is employee. So what we would like to see, select employee ID, employee name from employee. So this is a English-like command has been given to the SQL. For that reason, SQL so much popular. Okay. Can I move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Now, what I was telling, that is the part for RDBMS. That's what you need to remember. Understood? Okay. Not much from that. Now you come to the latest scenario. That scenario means the Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Twitter wala scenario. RDBMS is not for that, right? So we have to break the journey of our RDBMS from no SQL or no SQL database. Let's see. So for the different purpose right now in this era, okay. So a relational database tables organizes structured data field into defined column. We know that already. So now we are interested NoSQL database. So NoSQL means the database which are not being accessed by using an SQL. SQL was for RDBMS. See, blog posts, tags, categories. So all those things are basically non-relational database. There are 4 types of non-relational database. I will come. Let us go through that. Non-relational database does not incorporate the table model. ठीक है, no issue. Instead, data can be stored in a single document file. Data can be used as a single document file. This is only a partial true statement. Document is one of the NoSQL database. That is okay, but there are other options too. Let's see. Yeah. This slide is very important for you, for your purpose. So what are the relational thing? You see a table structure is given. Okay. Oracle, MySQL, these are the vendors for good relational database. These will be used for OLAP. online OLAP and all we will talk about next day, means tomorrow. Okay, so I am not talking about OLAP right now. Instead, we are going ahead. This is the relational database era khatam. Khatam, not khatam, finished, but now a new era has already started. NoSQL database. What are the 4 NoSQL type of database? You would only remember the types, these types, document, key value, column family, and graph, and their example and their uses. That's it. No technical things need to be there so that anybody should not come to you and give a gyan which may not be that true. Okay, because you have to deal with the different types of people in your life. So document, key value, column family, and graph. So these 4 are the types of NoSQL database. Let's see one by one. Document, okay, key value. Let us see document first. We will go back to the key value. Document. Okay, my data, Tomal's data in Facebook will be kept in a single document. It is not in the form of a table. Table means row or tuple. Okay, so if I join Facebook, they will create a document for me and will keep all the data in that document, and you will keep on one document, one page for you. Okay. Second one, you join Facebook, a second document will be used. MongoDB. Have you ever heard of this name? Anybody from no IT background? Hello? MongoDB is the database. See the name MongoDB. Twitter based. This database is used for tweeters. Okay, so you need to remember document based database is used for tweeters and the example is MongoDB. MongoDB, a green leaf for Twitter. All these things you don't need to remember. You just remember document is a non-relational database used for tweeters. Example is MongoDB. Now, if I go back and see the another thing, key value store. Okay, key value means key and value. Key is company, value is this MRH2 lab. Key is IP address, value is this. So actually, what to say means a modification of the table only. Okay, so you have a key value store. Okay, so this is basically used by the Amazon DynamoDB. That key value thing. Okay, you just remember key value store is used by the Amazon DynamoDB for their cloud-based database. Amazon DynamoDB, Amazon, wherever you see the term Amazon, that means it is a Amazon thing. Amazon means the cloud thing. We will be doing our hands-on during AWS. Okay. Then we have column store. This is basically used for the time series data, and Cassandra is the vendor for this. You see, there is another thing called CQL, Cassandra Query Language. So they have a column store like this. So column store again are non-relational database. Cassandra is for query language for this column store database, and the language is Cassandra query language. So only remember this much. And Cassandra is this column store database is used for time series data, where you need to forecast. Then the most important thing is the graph database. Okay, graph database is basically WhatsApp, this then the pictures and all, which is very much basically copied and forwarded. The likes are coming, some comments are coming. For those, actually, it is known as Neo4j, and you can see the use cases are network topology and social networking. Follows, who is following whom, what is the profile picture being changed, profile picture being locked, open. So those things will be tracked with the Neo4j. Okay, so let us go back. This is the slide you have to remember. Document database basically used for tweeters. Example is MongoDB, the green leaf. See the icon, this one is. Okay, column family is the Cassandra. They have given a Cassandra query language for time series data. Graph database is Neo4j for social networking, where graphical use of graphical entities are very high. Key value, key value is basically Amazon DynamoDB. Amazon is a big name in the cloud means industry. So Amazon is using this Amazon DynamoDB, which is based on the key value non-SQL database. Okay, for cloud-based database system, Dbms system. So I'm stopping here. I will now tell me any question, anything you would like to ask me. Just an 5 minutes recap. Okay, database. It is the interface between you and the database. DBMS actually, you and the database, and the language by which you interact is SQL. Database architecture. We have kept three tier architecture. We have kept the business logic in the second tier, and the database tier is in the bottom. Okay. Three schema architecture. We all know that there are some very good techies. They will take care of the physical layer of the database, which we are not at all interested. This what will happen. We sometime it is a conceptual layer. It is a super user layer actually. Okay, which is again representing the entire database in a conceptual way. Okay, and then we are having the end user like you and me who may be working for marketing, sales, somewhere else in the departments of the organizations. They will get to say only that much of the data which is required to work for them, right? So these are known as views. Apart from views, we also have two things. One we have already known in the tables. Tables are the basic thing for RDBMS. So tables views, and we also have something called index. So the question being asked in one of the interviews, why index? One liner answer to make the search faster from means okay. So index is for searching thing. Okay. Then one question I would like to discuss before I go ahead. Yeah. Anybody is asking anything?
No, sir.
Okay. There is something called what to say. See, there is a okay. Let me show you this slide. SQL versus no SQL. Okay. Um, read the second one. Read the second point. Okay. SQL database are vertically scalable. SQL databases means Oracle, RDBMS, and NoSQL databases are horizontally scalable. So there are two types of scalability that we came to know right now. vertically scalable and horizontally scalable. Who is going to give me the difference? What do you mean by without googling? We will learn that. What is vertical scaling? What is horizontal scaling? Anyone can come up. Anything? Anything you would like to tell? I am talking about vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. Suppose anybody would like to come, please tell me. Okay.
So I think in
Suppose,
vertical
huh,
scale, uh, so I think in vertical scaling, like more power is added, and in horizontal scaling, more like machines are added.
correct.
So
It
that
is it
way.
is it is right actually. So pictorially, suppose this is the thing. I would like to make it more bigger. So what we can do? We can drag it. So this is a what? This is a vertical scaling or horizontal scaling. It was there. This box were there. We wanted to have a bigger box, so we dragged it. So it is a vertical scaling or horizontal scaling. It is a vertical scaling because suppose a machine with 4 GB RAM, you would like to make it 8 GB. So what you will do? You will buy another 4 GB machines, or you will just upgrade the RAM to 8 GB. So that is a vertical scaling. Now let's see another one. What is the horizontal scaling? Insert shapes. Okay, intercept. So this is a small box. Okay, so if you want to increase the capacity, you will Control C and Control V. Right? Control C, Control V. Another Control V. The second option is the horizontal scaling. Suppose you would like to buy a cake, and after that you saw your means your kid has means invited 20 more people. Then you can order a bigger cake, or you can order multiple cakes. If you offer one cake but bigger one, okay, then it is a vertical scaling. But if you order multiple cakes, so this is the multiple cake scenario. Okay, the second one, it is a horizontal scaling. So simple but interesting fact is, if in the NoSQL database we do not increase the existing thing, we add one new thing. So that is the horizontal scaling. Okay, so this is the one of the important thing I just wanted to talk today. One more question asked in the interview. There are from Microsoft we got access, and from Oracle we got Oracle database. Both of them are Dbms. Okay, both of them are Dbms, but access cost around 1,000 rupees, and Oracle cost hell lot of money and energy to implement. Why this is so? What are the benefits we are getting by using Oracle over access? We must be getting some benefits, right? Anybody
So
else?
I think one is the scalability, Oracle can process more data compared to Access.
Yes, that is one. Scalability. Okay, access. Okay, um, way back actually, it is a Tata Steel. I have been assigned to a project called means in Tata Steel. Okay, 20 years back, not in 2000. I think 98, 99 that time. Okay, so I went to Tata Steel, And I thought myself as a Oracle expert. In a round of interviews actually with the client, okay, Tata still I asked what is at that for 20 years back it was only 2 GB 3 GB hard disk. Okay, on that hard disk you will be having the operating system Windows. Then the free area you can keep the data. So you think of that around 800 MB data or something. So at that point of time, the client said that yes, we do have 6 lakhs people, and every people we need to have their detail, like basic detail, bank detail, their progression details, salary details, their previous salary detail, and also a photograph. Okay, also a photograph. Then I thought, then the one hard disk is 800 MB, 6 lakh data, where they are going to keep. Okay. And I believe that I know Oracle at that point of time, and I was so arrogant. So how do you plan to keep the data? I asked them. Such a idiotic question. I still remember. So the DBA of that client actually, Tata Skill, asked, yes, we are keeping we have racks. Okay. I went to there. That person actually took me to that rack room. I saw there are at least 500 hard disk in one rack, and there are this type of rack is full of racks in that floor actually. So what is happening? Okay, so means we are giving a command, like suppose I want to see that you have just seen, no, select star from employee. Employee is the table name. If I give this data, then what Oracle is going to do? Oracle will go search this employee table from each and every hard disk in those racks. Okay, and after that they they will consolidate the data and all. I do not know how. In couple of seconds they will fetch the data in front of me. Understood the power of RDBMS. Okay, the database may not be in Jamshedpur only for Tata. Okay, the data, the hard disk, some of the hard disk may be at Mumbai at their corporate location. Maybe at, I do not know. Does not matter much. You as a user is giving the command select star from employee. It is searching across the globe where the data, and it is fetching the data very quickly in front of your hard disk. So that is actually known as logical independence. So where is the data does not matter much. You keep the data in Kolkata, Jharkhand, wherever, blah, or Holland, or Holland. I am taking the names because the data exactly the data were there. Okay, so means Holland, Germany. Okay, those type of countries, different countries, does not matter where your data is. You are just giving a command select star from employee. So appreciate this feature actually. So that is the beauty of Oracle, which makes it so costly, apart from other features like security, scalabilities, and all. Okay, understood. So that was my first lesson. I just wanted to discuss it with you. Uh, so how Oracle behaves, and but access definitely a extremely good thing for many of the small sized organizations who cannot support some effort, so such a huge amount of money. Okay, any question? So that is one way actually you can justify. You can say this story to the interviewers if you have been asked what is the basic difference between Access, which is almost free, and Oracle, which asks you the fortune to implement. Not fortune, but yeah, quite a lot of money. Any question, anything you would like to do, ask, or anything you like to know from means future classes, please let me know. We know you remember this, huh? This is actually vertical scaling and this is actually horizontal scaling. The cake example. Okay. So Satya, you will be giving me the group names and all, right?
Yes, sir.
Huh. And after that, okay, okay, the topic for presentations. Okay, each group will select one industry apart from IT industry. Okay, industry maybe pharmaceutical, industry maybe so marketing, industry maybe FMGC, industry maybe your media. Okay, um, so choose one industry and you have to make a presentation, just 2 slides for each participant. So if you are having 6 participant, you will be making only 12 slides. Okay, so the topic will be how to apply IT in the industry name, whatever industry you select. Okay, what is the current status of the IT implementation in that industry? What should be the future status? And so those type of thing should be there in this presentation. So presentation topic is this, how to apply IT. Okay, this is the presentation topic, right? Okay, so 10 to 12 slides, 5 to 6 people will be presenting. So and okay, those slides at the bottom of the slide, you have to write who has created that slide and who is presenting. Just bottom of the slide. That we can discuss after some time. I will. Okay, let me save this one. Okay, I will not get into the data warehousing today because we do not have. We are just 10 minutes. So tomorrow we will cover the data warehousing. Yeah, I believe everybody you have the Excel, right? Huh? So, but maybe tomorrow we will see some data warehousing actually concept which can be implemented in Excel very easily in the use of the pivot table and all. So we will see that the data warehousing concept and how we can do it in the Excel very quickly. In that way, we will refresh our Excel knowledge a bit as well. If you do not, if you have anything, please go ahead and ask. Otherwise, I can close the call for today and we'll start fresh from tomorrow.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining. See, talk to you tomorrow again. Bye.
Thank you, sir.